Welcome to my latest podcast. Today I'm going to cover three very serious topics, talking about how the next couple of months are going to really impact everyone's lives. The first one is Joe Anderson, now that he's left office, what he's saying, why he's saying it. The second one is about the political cabal that have supported him, as well as the business elite who have supported him, and how they have all drank from that political trough. And thirdly, it's about the three mayoral candidates, who they are, and what they stand for. But before we go into that, please share, please like, and please leave a comment, because people need to know what's going on. Why does it impact on you? It's because very soon, this city is going to be drawn into a depression. The depression is based upon us being a tourism city, and clearly we need the right mayor to pull us out of that trough, to ensure that the investment comes in and to ensure that we create jobs. And you may think it doesn't impact on you, but when Johnny can't get a job, it's a serious issue. I'm going to start off with Joe Anderson. Clearly he's not the mayor anymore, thank God. He went on Channel 4 a week ago and stated very clearly that he knew nothing of his son gaining contracts from the contracts given out by the council. Now, it's a known fact, certainly to the people beneath that political veneer, that his son has been gaining contracts of many companies. And it is an unspoken rule that if they are going to gain those contracts, they have to use David Anderson. Now, David Anderson, a couple of years ago, didn't have a business. Now he has a multi-million-pound business. He's now stating online and in the press, the supporting press, that he's in severe difficulty. He is saying that he knew nothing of his son gaining these contracts. Now, we all have families, and we all understand that sometimes families don't speak. But that is not the case with this matter. Joe Anderson's son has children, and they are his grandchildren, and David Anderson's with him all the time. And if you wish to believe Joe, then I think you're naive. The next point I want to raise is the political elite that supported Joe Anderson through these very strange deals. Deals that I believe firmly were not in the best interest of the people of this city. In fact, they were more in the interest of the friendships to the political elite within the city. When you sell land or you sell property for naught, clearly there's an issue, and clearly I believe that the political elite that were voted in by Liverpool people were not acting in the best interest of the people that voted them into power. Where was the openness and transparency? Where were the valuations? And to state that we have sold this property for naught due to delegated powers just isn't good enough. Even though Joe is gone now, clearly there is a political cabal that supported that mechanism to ensure that these dodgy, very strange deals went through. My view is they also have to go as well. And one of those people who I'm talking about is Councillor Joe Hanson. Clearly Joe Anderson's henchman. Joe Hanson had a mentor. That mentor was Tony McGann, to ensure that the people of his area gained houses in the Eldonians. And to do that, he put himself at risk. He put himself at risk for the people. And many years on, his political friend in Joe Hanson has seen that this 84-year-old man is in a place of weakness and has decided to take it over, along with an officer from Liverpool City Council to be the chief executive. The people of the area rose up and declined what Joe Hanson tried to put in place. And Joe has been found out. It's been the press that, Joe Hanson believes that he's been bullied. I couldn't believe that Joe Hanson would actually say such a statement. He is a bully in his own right. He has bullied people all his life. He's bullied people not through his strength, but through his political position and the strength gained through the cabal that Joe Anderson has created. I believe people like Johansson need to go, and Eldonians needs to be turned to the people and not be structured away from them. You will see many banners getting put up in the area. These are put up not by bullies. These are put up with people who are sick and tired of being bullied. What councillor goes out and publicly decries a homeless shelter that is in a semi-commercial area 1 mile outside of Liverpool city centre, ensuring that many homeless people have a place to live, where they get fed, where there's a community, and every single one of them came off drugs without a shadow of doubt, without any cost whatsoever to the council, without any cost for them having to go to rehab. And yet, Johansson met me the day before. We met in the Shankly Hotel. He said he wasn't overly happy. And I said, well, you know, at the end of the day, this is about the people and not you and not I. The next day, he goes on the front page of the Echo and he absolutely lambasts me and says that our homeless shelter is a joke. Is that a Labour councillor? Is that a man who is there to look after the people who are most vulnerable? This Johansson needs to be removed from office. He is exactly what we need to fight against in this city. And there are many others. My third point is, who is going to be our next mayor? Do they have the skill set? We are coming into the worst time this city has known since the Hatton era. We are a tourism city. We have lost 1/3 at least of our tourists. With anyone who's over 70 years of age will not want to travel, at least for a year. We've lost football. We all have to tap dance to a different tune. Otherwise, businesses are going to fail. Clearly, businesses are failing, which clearly means less jobs. So the next mayor needs to understand how to create the narrative, to bring in the investment, to create the jobs. The world's already fighting against AI. AI is making sure that there are less jobs going forward in an ever-increasing population. Stephen Yip, an extremely honourable guy, done great things for kids of our city. Kemp, who has been a politician for many, many years, he'll be extremely stable, more akin to a leader than a mayor. And Anderson, been a councillor for 2 years, has some track record of entrepreneurial skill. But the problem is, do they have the skill set to bring in the narrative which leads to investment, which will give us the jobs that we are desperately going to need? And just to add a little bit of meat on that bone, before COVID, the UK was running at 3.9% unemployed. Liverpool were 3 points worse than that. We are a tourist city. Clearly, tourism has been hit harder by anyone else. I clearly know that because I'm in the eye of the storm. And without tourism, this city is going to severely suffer. Do they have the skill set? Do we have the time for them to come in to learn the ropes? And do they actually have the capacity to put what's needed in place in order for us to create the narrative, create the investment, bring in the jobs? And I believe firmly that they don't. This city needs severe change. And I don't believe this city should be run from an ivory tower in London. I believe this city should gain more powers in order to run itself. But it should be run by the people. We should have a Liverpool People's Party. And if the government keep to their word of having one councillor per ward, then I think it's clear that the Liverpool People's Party could actually take a lot of those positions and therefore gain control back from the political and business elite of the city, who clearly put themselves first. And the proof of that is, just look at the Max Cole report. This needs to stop. This bullying, these tactics, this guttural politics that's going on. And the only way I know that we can gain back control is to eradicate the political elite that have supported that unscrupulous mechanism that has been there all of these years and caused us so much damage. And then we can ensure that we look after our most vulnerable. And then we can make sure that we bring in the investment to create the jobs so Johnny can get his joiner's position. And then we can make sure that Liverpool can become the second city of the UK yet again.